Madison Norris from Fishers, Indiana Hoosiers class of 2018. I started playing around first, second grade. I just played flag football, and then my dad was like, it's time for a change, and you let me start playing tackle football, and it just went on from there.
And when did you realize that this could be something that you could kind of follow moving forward?
To be honest, I really thought that I was gonna be a basketball player because I was always taller than everybody. And then I started getting letters from football schools, and I was just like, I'm playing football now? Okay. See how that might work. Then sophomore year, I got my first offer, and I just took it on from there.
Have you always been a defensive end?
No, I started at running back, which was terrible because I'm 6'5", and then I tried receiver, and I didn't like offense at all, so I moved to defensive end. Actually, the coach here moved me to defensive end in 8th grade, and then I've just been playing it. Now I'm pretty much going to play it in college.
And what do you enjoy about playing defensive end?
I don't like taking hits. I like delivering the hits, so it's fun to me. It's fun playing defense. It's better than playing offense because offensive players always got to take hits, and there's no rules playing defense.
Now, when you're on that defensive side of the ball, what do you think makes you so good at what you do?
Well, offensive line are mostly slow, so it's easy getting around them, being much faster than them. Some I may be stronger than, but most of the time it's just getting around them really quick.
So you mentioned that speed. We know that you're well known also for being a great track athlete. When did that start?
My dad encouraged me to do track in 3rd grade because him and his brother were both really great track runners. They were both great track runners through high school and college. His brother won the state 3 times in high school at LN, and my dad won 1 time in high school, and he also played over in Europe on the USA team.
And you recently broke a state record for your hurdles, correct?
The indoor for the 60 high hurdles.
And what was that achievement for you like? How did that feel?
It felt great. I felt like I can be the 3rd Norris that can actually do something with track, living up to my dad's and my uncle's legacy.
And how does that track experience help you on the field?
It makes me a lot faster, keeps me in shape. Usually, like, some other people will get tired or not be used to running to like a far distance being a defensive end, and it's just natural for me just to run like that.
You mentioned getting those first offers in the beginning of your freshman year. What was that entire recruiting process like for you?
I remember when my dad first started saying like, oh, we're gonna start taking you to camps, they're gonna start visiting colleges and see how this goes. And I was very nervous because I was just like, I'm only 200 pounds. There's no way a college is gonna take me. If I even go to college, it's gonna be small. Next thing you know, I got my first offer, and it was from a MAC school, and I was actually very surprised. And then when IU came, I was just completely surprised. It's like a Big Ten school for the 2nd school. That's actually really something.
What kind of differentiated Indiana from other schools that were looking at you?
Indiana was more spot on with their recruiting. Like with other schools, they would be off and on. Sometimes they'll talk to me a lot, and then they'll just stop if they find another player. But IU's always just been the same. They've been giving me the same message. Coaches have always been really good to me, and that's the real reason why I chose them. It just felt like home to me.
And looking back at your senior year, I know you played through an injury. How did Tom Allen reach out to you during that time? How supportive were they during that part?
They were really supportive, and they never changed their message. They still wanted me a lot, and that really just made me give my decision to go to IU. Because all the other schools were just like, oh, you broke your leg. because that next game before I broke my leg, Michigan State was gonna come. And then when they found out I broke my leg, they stopped talking to me completely. Everybody stopped talking to me completely, except IU. They talked to me every day, kept giving me advice and support, and that's the real reason why I went to their school.
How hard was the adversity of that experience, breaking your leg and not hearing from Michigan State and those other schools?
I was kind of hurt. To be honest, like when I broke my leg, I didn't even know I broke my leg.
Really?
I broke it in the middle of a game and didn't feel it for like a good couple days. And then I went to the doctor and he was like, "Oh, your leg is broken in 3 places." This is like, it's all right. And it didn't really bother me all that much. I just wore a boot and missed a couple games, but I came back strong at the end.
How'd you rehab so quickly? I mean, you broke it in 3 places.
God. God helped me through that, and I went through a lot of training and muscle recovery and a bunch of treatments, and my dad helped me through the whole way, pretty much.
Now, when you look at coming to Indiana, what does it mean to you to be representing your state, staying in state to come to this program?
Staying in this program and representing my state means a lot. It's like a mini version of being on the USA team. Like, you're representing like the state you live in, and that like for the next 4 years you get to play it under your state, and it just feels great.
Have you started to think about what it's going to be like at your first game at Memorial Stadium?
I'm scared. I've never played in front of many people in my life. To be honest, I'm scared, but I'm really excited.
What about your first experience against Ohio State on the road, or Michigan at those big crowds, those big stadiums? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I think about it almost at least twice a week. I'm just like, hey, we're going to Ohio State, we're going to Michigan, and they have big stadiums. But I'll probably get used to it after the first couple quarters if I play. I'll get used to it.
What are some of the things you want to improve upon once you get to Indiana? What's the biggest thing you're going to harp on?
Getting bigger, because there's no way I'm going to be this size playing defensive end or outside linebacker, because they're like 240, 250, and the offensive linemen look like grown men already, so I'm going to have to get bigger, and I'm going to have to worry about my technique instead of just being faster than everybody.
Is the improvement at Indiana something you focused on when you were looking at schools and how they've improved over the past couple of years?
Yes, I noticed that we were improving a lot more than what they have been for the past couple of years. Coach Hagan always showed me how much their defensive line and how much their defense has improved, because I remember we moved up by a lot. Like, our defense was like terrible a while ago, and then it moved up to it was like top 50 at least.
Yeah.
I think it was top 50.
Have you started to think about what you want to achieve at Indiana University?
Most of all, like personally, I want to achieve, like I want to prove a lot of people wrong, because a lot of people say that I'm not even gonna play, like you don't even deserve to be at a school like that. So I kind of like mentally, I want to prove a lot of people wrong. My main goal is try to go to the NFL, because that's pretty much almost every football player's main goal, and I just want to improve my game and be the best football player I can be.
Who are those people saying that you can't make it?
A lot of people at the school. I have a lot of people at other schools, a lot of offensive players, but it doesn't really get to me.
You're in the locker room before your high school games. What are you bumping?
Either G Herbo or C-Dot Huncho. Like the other players, they'll listen to Lil Wayne on the speaker. I'll go in the back to my locker, put on my beats, and listen to G Herbo or C-Dot.
What's your relationship like with the rest of the recruiting class at Indiana University?
They're pretty much like my family now. I love talking to them, I love interacting with them, and I'm really excited to see what we can do next year.
And what about the guys that are currently on the team? Have you talked to some of them?
I'll talk to some of the freshmen most of the time. Whenever I go down there, I hang with some of them. I know some of the older people, but I'm more interactive with the freshmen because they're more around my age.
Now, when you look at your skill set and the way you play on the field, is there anybody you compare your game to that's in the pros?
I compare myself to Randy Gregory when he was playing in college and some of the pros, and I also compare my game to Jadeveon Clowney.
So Randy Gregory, he actually went here.
Yes.
Do you talk to him at all?
Sometimes. Like, we don't really talk about football that much. Like, if we talk, we'll just talk about like regular stuff, like what's going on.
When you look at how he used to play on the field, what are the certain things that you kind of pull out about his game that you like?
That he gets off the ball quick and he can get to the quarterback really fast and has good pass rush moves and knows what he's doing when he comes to pass rush.
4 years from now, you're a senior on this football team. You're looking at pro prospects. What are we seeing out of Madison Norris?
I see myself as a dominant force on defense.